First of all, can I just ask, are you anticipating to receive a certain degree of home support during your UK tour, despite your introduction as a heel to TNA?
It's tough to say, you know. I mean, I think that English wrestling fans generally as a whole are quite intelligent. They're quite educated, and that being the case, some of them have got to appreciate my abilities in the ring. So, yeah, I guess so.
Do you think TNA should be looking at tapping a little bit further into the UK market, maybe staging a live pay-per-view event over here?
Possibly. There's always issues with pay-per-views, aren't there? Because obviously they're going to go out live, so the fact that we'd have to run a pay-per-view that would air later in the US would mean that it's difficult to sell a pay-per-view that's not going live in the US, if that makes sense. I guess that was the deal when they ran SummerSlam in '92.
Yeah.
In that, they didn't do a great number of buys, even though it was a fantastic show. They did a great number of merch on the show. I guess that's why WWF never decided to go back and do it. So, but it's definitely one of the best wrestling markets in the world, and definitely that can be tapped into it. Hopefully we do more shows here coming in the future.
How did you feel personally coming into TNA and immediately becoming embroiled in a feud with an in-ring legend like Kurt Angle?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Very few people get a chance to wrestle Kurt Angle, let alone be embroiled in a feud like I was, and get the better of it on a number of occasions. So it was a huge opportunity for me.
For you personally, who's the best wrestler you've ever faced in your career so far?
It's a tough one to say. There's a few names that stand out, Samoa Joe, obviously Kurt Angle, AJ and Daniels, two other names, recently, and obviously Bryan Danielson would be a name that would stand out.
With the likes of Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair arriving and the live show on January 4th, it's quite clear to see that TNA are a company that are on the rise. Was this a factor in your decision to sign with the company rather than maybe the WWE?
No, not so much, really. Not so much. I mean, all that kind of broke after I had signed, which was kind of good for me. That after I got on board, then things really sort of picked up and started changing, and now I really feel like I'm part of a company with got a great direction and a great ambition, and is really taking the fight.
You were ranked 6th in the PWI Top 500 Wrestlers of 2009. What are you looking to accomplish in TNA over the next year?
Number one would be a good thing, wouldn't it? Hey, at number one. AJ's got the belt, makes him the best wrestler in the world. So, in my mind, I'd like to obviously try and get that away from him.
Okay, well, thank you very much for talking to us.
No worries. Take it easy.
You too. Thank you.
Okay then, Joe. Bye-bye, mate.